So in just the space of 1 month, my investing portfolio has grown by £4,255.58. And in this video, I'm going to give a full portfolio update on both my trading 2-on-2 and my Vanguard stocks and shares ISA, everything that I'm investing into, how much I've invested, what the hell has caused this to actually happen, and also a warning for every investor out there for the near future. Now, I think this is, in fact, I know this is the best performing month that I've ever had inside my stocks and shares ISA. Just to put things into context, the most I have ever made from a salary paying job in a month is £3,200 after tax. This is an extra £1,000 on top of that. I've been investing now every single month for the last 8 years, and in that whole entire time, I've never seen anything like we're seeing in the stock market right now. And I will say, I don't think any of this is actually normal, and I'll get to those reasons in a short while. But first, let's actually go through my portfolios. Okay, so let's start off with my trading 2-on-2 stocks and shares ISA. As you can see, this is an account that I've only just recently opened, and it will also be the home for all of my future investments into my ISA in the coming months. Now, over the last 1 month, I'm up £58.91, and all of my investments are into the Vanguard FTSE All World ETF. What I've done is chosen the accumulating version of this fund for me so that all of my dividends are automatically reinvested. This is only a change that I have made in recent times. For about 5 years before that, I always opted for the distribution version just because I like seeing those dividends come into my account, and I had that flexibility of where I could reinvest the dividends. But one thing that I noticed as my portfolio started to grow and I just naturally started to check my investing app less and less is that sometimes I would miss those dividends coming in and I'd actually forget to reinvest them. And when your portfolio is growing to a size like almost 100,000, missing just a couple of days of not having those dividends reinvested could actually make quite a big difference. So I just switched it all to the accumulating version, and that just makes everything nice and easy for me. In terms of my contributions for the month, I've added £500 in, which I do at the start of every single month. This year, I'm making that a complete non-negotiable. And then basically from there, depending on how well my finances go throughout the rest of the month, I will top it up as and when. I have recently just quit my full-time job to work on my business full-time, so finances have been a little bit all over the place at the moment, but I sure will find a little bit of spare money to put something out in the next couple of days. Now, moving on to my Vanguard stocks and shares ISA, clearly you can see this is where the bulk of my investments are. Now, there is a couple of things to look at inside this account. First up, you will notice that I haven't added a single penny to this account over the last month, and despite that, it's still grown by over £4,000. Now, for me, this really does highlight the power of compounding interest. The more you can grow your portfolio, and it really just highlights the fact where Charlie Munger said, do everything you can to get to £1,000 invested, and then from there, things do get a little bit easier. Of course, things can go the opposite way as well, and it'll go down just as much as it has gone up, but history tells us, whilst it's not guaranteed, that the longer you invest for, the higher the chance that your investments are going to go up, and the more you have in your account, the more that's just going to compound. One question I've had as well is, why haven't I transferred this account to trading 2-on-2 so that I have all of my investments in one place so that they can compound all at the same time? Well, first of all, it doesn't matter how many investment accounts you have. That's not how compounding interest works, so it would have absolutely no effect on that at all. The next reason is that whilst these two platforms are probably in the top 3, I would say, most reputable investing providers out there, I do like to have my money split out just for safety reasons, just in case something happens. And then the final reason is that I actually want to do an experiment, and I've only just thought of this recently, where I want to see how much this investing platform actually does grow without me adding anything into it. And I'll be doing some portfolio updates on this topic on this channel as well in the very near future, so make sure you're subscribed. Now, in terms of the investments inside this account, surprise, surprise, once again, it's the Vanguard FTSE All World Accumulating ETF. And I just want to say, I've actually been accused in the past as a content creator of just repeating the same message on every single video on my channel, which is just pick a couple of diversified funds, or maybe even just one fund like I have, and just invest into it every single month and forget about it. And the point I'm trying to make here is that is literally all I do. I don't do anything special. There's no secret. I'm not hiding anything. all I have done is just picked a diversified fund for at least the last 5 or 6 years, and I've just invested consistently. Could I have made more investing into individual stocks? Of course I can, but I could have also lost a lot more, and that's exactly what happened to me when I first started investing. I'm not saying this is the perfect way for everybody, and I'm definitely not ruling out myself taking on more risk in the future, but following this simple, boring, and borderline lazy way of investing has worked for me, and I'm hoping £4,000 in a month's gain from one ETF just really does show that. Which I guess is a nice time to move on as to why I think all of this has happened over the last month. Okay, so I'll be completely real. I am definitely not smart enough to give you some kind of technical breakdown about what's been going on in the markets and what has actually cause this stock market to spike the way it has over the last month or so. So I will just give it to you in the most basic form in the way that I understand things, and hopefully you can too as well. But essentially, for the most part of 2026, there has been a conflict in the Middle East. Of course, we all know about that. We also all know that we are still in very much a cost of living crisis. Inflation is still way above the target figure, and it feels like we can't look left or right without seeing a negative article in the news about the future of our money. But with that, stock markets have still been continuing to hit new all-time highs, multiple new all-time highs. In fact, 10 new all-time highs if we were to look at the FTSE All-World Index. So why has this happened despite everything else looking quite negative? And a lot of it is going to be down to the massive boom in AI and tech companies, especially in America. Just taking a look at Nvidia alone, which is the largest value company in the world right now, is currently up 14% year to date. And despite constant speculation on whether they can continue the run that they have had in recent years, they continue to not only just beat analyst expectations, they absolutely smashed them by quite some way. And it's not just them either. Every other company in the sector is massively up on this future of tech and AI, and it's pushing up the entire stock market. If we take a look at the S&P 500, which is the 500 largest companies on the New York Stock Exchange, I believe that the top 10 holdings are all pretty much tech and AI, and these do count for a massive part of the actual gains that has been going on in America. And if we take a look at my own ETF, it has over a 60% exposure in this economy, so it's very clear to see why things have been going so well. However, on the flip side, there has been a bit of speculation looming over the last year or so, and even more so in the last couple of months, certainly as this market has kind of spiraled out of control, I would say. And that is the fact of, are we in a tech and AI bubble? And if we are, when is that bubble going to burst? And honestly, nobody knows the answer to either of those questions. To give you my own opinion, I'd be completely lying if I said I expected to see any of this coming. I actually thought 2026, especially when I saw about the conflict in the Middle East, was going to be the year the stock market took a little bit of a pullback, and it was going to be an opportunity for me to get more money in the market for better gains in future years. But of course, the complete opposite has actually happened, which does bring me to my warning to every single investor out there right now. And that's just down to the fact that what we are seeing in the stock market right now is not normal. Right now, it pretty much doesn't matter what you have invested into over the last 2 or 3 months. If you have invested into anything over that time, there is a 95% chance that your investment would be up right now, whether it's a good investment or a bad one. And whilst it's all green and dandy right now, and every time you log into your investment portfolio, it's gone up another £500 and everything is really exciting, when that correction comes, and that correction will come because that is completely a normal part of investing, the bad investments will get found out. Trust me, I have been there. Post-pandemic, when everything started to go up, I invested into 3 individual stocks with no real research on them at all. 2 out of 3 of those stocks right now have gone bankrupt. And since then, I have never invested into an individual stock because of that. And I have just been scarred because of I was making bad decisions during a very good time for the overall market. And I found out the hard way. In fact, somebody that knows about this even better than I have is my friend Neil from Neil Invest, who's actually grown his portfolio from 0 to to £160,000 plus over the last 6 years, and he's made all of these same mistakes as well along the way. I actually recently interviewed him on this YouTube channel, which you can now go and watch right now. I'll put it up in the top left hand corner or right hand corner right now. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop a like on it if you did, and I will see you in the next one.